In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the washer fluid reservoir on your Toyota Highlander, located inside of the wheel well. Remove the 5 21mm sockets. Remove the wheel. Under the front of the vehicle, we're going to start to undo the inner fender liner. There's one clip. And 3 10mm bolts. And then that's able to pull down. We're going to start on the front side of the inner fender well. There's going to be 3 10mm bolts. Using a flathead, turn this clip a quarter. And then pull it out of place. And remove the 3 clips. Now working on the back side of the inside fender, we're going to remove the 3 bolts. And then the 2 clips. Start removing the inner fender liner. And we're just going to pull it down out of the way like that. I have a nice clean bucket that I'm going to place under the washer reservoir. And then I'm going to pull the 2 hoses off of the pump. This one's a little stuck, so I'm going to just use a pair of needle nose pliers. And gently pull back on it. We're going to put that one back on. I don't want the dirt from the frame rails getting into my bucket. We're going to let this continue draining until it's empty. Now that we're mostly done draining, we'll remove the hoses out of the windshield washer assembly. We're going to tuck those up to the side, just out of the way for now. Before you remove these, it's not a bad idea to mark which position they were in, left and right. You can put a piece of tape around them or a piece of paper or something. Remove the connectors off of the motors. Using a clip tool, I'm going to remove the harness clip off of the reservoir. Then using a pair of pliers, I'm going to squeeze the 2 little tabs on the back of this tab and push it forward out of the reservoir so that the harness is disconnected. I'm just going to take all of this and put it somewhere out of the way. On the top, we're going to squeeze these 2 little clips and pull up to release the filler neck from its bracket. And then with a slight little, don't have to separate that, but with a nice little twist, you can remove the filler neck. We're going to reach down inside of the engine bay to get the nut off of this part and also the bolt out of here. For the bolt on this side, we're then going to move down into the wheel well, but we're going to tackle these two first. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to remove the nut on the back of the washer bottle. To get the nut on the side of the frame rail, we're going to reach down in and put our socket on that bolt. You can't see this bolt. It's hidden by the frame rail overlay. So you're going to kind of have to feel around and find it. Using a 10mm socket, remove the bolt on the side of the frame rail. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to remove the last bolt. You can either go from the top or through the side of the fender, whatever works easiest for you. Now I'm reaching through the fender well. The washer fluid bottle will be held by a stud, so it won't fall on you. To get it out, we're going to slightly pull it forward and then out through the wheel well. Pull straight forward to take it off the stud. There's still going to be a harness connected, so we're going to go to the back and pinch that and pull it through. Or you can use a trim tool removal tool. On the front, that harness will clip into this little clip. You just slide it out. Once you have it out, you're ready to put the new one in. Install the new bottle. Slide the harness into the little hook. Install the harness clip. And then install the bottle on the stud. This is the stud that we're going to install the bottle on. Line up the hole with the stud and install it. Install the 10mm bolt. And then snug it down. For all of these bolts, you have the option of working down through the engine compartment or working in through the wheel well. We're going to put the nut on this stud. We're going to leave this one loose until we get this frame rail side bolt in, just so we can wiggle the bottle a bit. You're going to have to wiggle the bottle around and pull it up and down to be able to find the hole. Once you feel it locked in, try and get a turn out of it, and then go ahead and tighten it down. Snug that down. Once we have the frame rail bolt tight, we're going to tighten down the nut now that we don't need any wiggle room in the bottle. Now we'll move to the wheel well and connect our connectors and our hoses. Pull your hoses down, put them inside the little clips on the bottle. For our car, yellow will be on the right. Install that onto the pump, and green will be on the left. And we will install that as well now. Install the harness connector into the back of the bottle, and then this front one and then push these two clips in until you hear a click. There was no audible click on that one, but I felt it lock in. Just like that. This washer bottle does come with new lines, but if your lines are good, you can reuse them. In our case, our lines were good, so we just took them off and put them on the new one. Pull the fender liner back into place. Tuck it up in. We'll install our bolts first. Make sure these tabs on the wheel arch are on the outside of the fender liner. Pull the arch molding down so you can insert the inner fender liner behind it. Install the clip up top. Go around and install your bolts. And there should be one clip right here. Ours is missing. And the last piece is this little flat head. Once it's in, turn it 1/4 to lock it down. There's one more clip right here. Then we'll go under and reattach the splash shield to the inner fender liner. We're going to pull down on the inner fender liner and sneak it under the splash shield and make sure this front rim is sitting inside the bumper. There's 2 screw type thread bolts. Those go here and here. And then the fine thread one goes right here. And then there's this one clip in the back. Now I'll go down and tighten down my 10mm bolts. We're going to install the filler neck onto the bottle. Put it in place. And then push this clip down into place. Make sure it doesn't move. And we'll totally make sure that this is on. Once it's seated, open the washer fluid neck and go ahead and pour in some washer fluid. Close the top, and now you're ready to spray. Install the wheel. Put on your 5 lug nuts. Tighten them down in a star pattern. When the car is on the ground, we'll torque it up. I'm going to torque the nuts to 80 foot-pounds in a star pattern. And I just keep going around in that pattern until I feel no movement in any of the nuts.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.